When I first became aware of the value that public adjusters offer to the marketplace, I really didn't even know what a public adjuster was. At the time, I was an EMT, a New Jersey EMT, working in an ambulance, and had no clue really what a public adjuster was until I had a relative that had an issue with their home. They had a couple of shingles that were blown off their roof, and they went through their friendly insurance company customer service, made their claim or started the claim process. They had a claims adjuster come to their house and survey the damage and write a report or whatever it is that they do, right? And 3 to 4 weeks or 5 weeks later, they got a letter in the mail with a check, and it was a check for $58. And the letter said, well, and I'm not saying this verbatim, I'm just, paraphrasing. The letter said, here's what we calculated as your damage, which was the 5 or 6 missing shingles on your roof. And that came out to $1,058. And since you have $1,000 deductible, here's your $58 check. Thank you. Goodbye. And the person or my relative that had this situation, they were not satisfied with that, as I don't think anybody should be. And they looked into getting some additional monies, and when they did their research, they came up with using the services of a public adjuster, and that's what they did. They reopened the case. And here's a lesson that if you're looking at this is, I think, the key lesson that you need to take with you. They reopened the case, and when they did that, they had the same company adjuster, the same claims adjuster from the insurance company meet up now with the public adjuster. And the public adjuster, when he was there, said, well, you know what? We cannot properly seal the roof. Number one, the shingles won't match. Number two, we won't properly seal the roof from leaks by just sliding 5 or 6 shingles underneath where they're missing and just doing a patch-up job. That's not the way things are going to work. Number one, there's a lining between the wood and the shingle that was damaged. That has to be replaced, and we cannot just patch that. We have to take all the shingles off and do it the right way, right? Patch that up the right way. And that means doing that whole slope, which means doing all new shingles on that slope, which means patching up that interior lining, which means looking at the damage of the wood that was underneath there, because apparently the water had gone and seeped into the house and gone through the attic and gone through the ceiling and done some damage along the way, right? So we're not just accepting 5 or 6 shingles that are going to be placed underneath the house. That's not going to work. Number one, we can't match the shingles even in color. We cannot match it properly. And number two, like I stated, you cannot seal that roof properly, so that has to be done. But here's more. There's more to it than just that, because the water seeping into the attic, guess what? Damaged the attic insulation. So now we have to replace the attic insulation. It seeped through to the ceiling and created a water leak, and that damaged the ceiling. So that means that was a popcorn ceiling this particular person had. We need to replace that, right? So, and when it went through to the other side of the ceiling and it created a drip, guess what? That drip landed on a wooden floor, which curled up the wooden floor, which means we need to replace the wooden floor. And it's not a matter of replacing two or three of the, 2 or 3 pieces of wood on the wooden floor completely, because nothing is going to match unless it's done completely. So now, the lesson there to be learned is that that company adjuster was there the first time. And now he's agreeing to all the things because that person that originally got a $58 check now on the second go round, right, got over $9,000, $9,700 to be exact. Now, did that company adjuster know that those were the damages that were included in that claim? I think he did, because he's not fighting it now, right? That person recovered $9,700, but they were not offering that information. They were not giving that information out, because you know what? The bottom line is the policy is written. It is your burden of proof. Your, meaning you, the person that has the policy. If you're claiming against the policy, it is your burden of proof to prove the damages. So what most people do is they call their insurance company and say, hey, I'm sorry to say, but I had some damage done to my house. Can you come by and, take a look at it? Oh, sure. Yeah, we'll send a claims adjuster. And what does the homeowner do? The homeowner goes outside or inside, wherever the damage is, and takes their finger and points at the damage and says, there you go. Right there, that's the damage. That's not burden of proof. That's not showing the insurance company that you are well versed in the fact that the attic insulation got damaged, that the ceiling needs more than just 2 coats of paint. The ceiling needs to be replaced because it was a popcorn ceiling, and guess what? There was damage, and I needed to be replaced back to pre-damaged condition. The floor got damaged from the water that came down, and guess what? I need to have that replaced. Now, again, the insurance company adjuster knows all this, but will not volunteer that additional information. It's up to you to prove the burden of proof. So what's the moral of the story here? 2 things. 2 things I want to bring out. Number 1 is, if you are a person that has had a claim over the last 12 months, and number 1, you were denied, or number 2, you were given a settlement which you were not happy with, it behooves you to call me and say, hey, Mike, can you do me a favor and check this out? Can you review this and see if I was treated fairly? You have nothing to lose at this point, right? You've already been denied, or you've already had a settlement which you are not happy with. And if you don't know how to prove your burden, you're not going to gain anything. You're not going to get anything else back. So allow me to take a look at it. Allow me to see if there were some corners cut there, which could mean a lot of money. Here's the second thing. The second thing is that when I first got wind of this information, exactly the story that I just finished telling you, when I got wind of this information, I said to myself, you know what? That's a great service. That's a great way to provide value to the marketplace, because think about it, guys. This person got a $58 check, and after the services of a public adjuster, got $9,700 and change, right? So, I mean, how much more percentage-wise did this person get? I mean, it's ridiculous, right? And these are the things that go on. So here's what I'm going to tell you. The next time you're looking at your evening news and you see the financial report, when they start talking about the stock market, and you're seeing this, the stock market bell. They ring the bell every day at the end of the day, and that's when, prior to that, you have companies go up there in the stock market and declare their profits. So the next time you see your insurance company up there clapping their hands at the stock market bell, the close of the day there, and declaring $750 million for this quarter only in profits, $750 million, right? And they're clapping their hands. Understand that the insurance company does not make profit paying out claims. They make profits collecting premiums. They make profits denying claims. They make profits shortchanging claims. And you know what? I'm not vilifying insurance companies. Their business model is their business model. And the fact of the matter is that their policies are written by them to favor them. And when you come into an agreement with them, there's certain things that you have to abide by, but there's also certain things that they have to abide by. But the bottom line is, it is your burden of proof. You have to prove, you have to present your claim the right way, and yes, they will pay you. They don't argue it, they will pay you. But if you do not present it the right way, the claims adjuster will not offer that additional information. He may agree to it the second time around without a fight, but the fact of the matter is, he will not say, hey, by the way, did you know that your insulation in the attic was damaged? Yeah, we need to pay you for that. You didn't know that, did you? Yeah. They're not going to say that. All right. They're not going to tell you that your ceiling needs to be replaced rather than just 2 layers of paint. That's what they're going to tell you. We can patch that up, no problem. Oh, you're kidding me? 2 layers of paint. As a matter of fact, 1 layer. You'll be fine. Right? They're not going to tell you that drip on the floor automatically sets you up for a new floor. Chances are you're not going to be able to find that wood, right? If you have wooden floors, chances are how do you match that up? How do you put that back in? I don't know if you've ever seen how they lay these floors down, but they lay these floors systematically, and it goes, there's a certain way that you have to lay the floor in order for it to fall properly. You just can't patch that up, all right? And you can't patch up a roof. You just can't slide some shingles, missing shingles, in a spot. You just can't do it. It doesn't seal right. Doesn't look right? The problem is when you try to sell the house, the next buyer is going to come by and say, hey, look at that roof there. What happened with the roof? Oh, I had some shingles fall off, and my insurance company gave me enough so that I could just patch it up. Nah, that ain't going to work, guys. That's going to lower the value of your property. And the bottom line is, if you allow it to happen, they will go that route. They, like this person, this family member, they will go that route. So, again, two things, and I'm going to end it with this. If you see an opportunity, if you see the value in becoming a public adjuster, we train people to do that. I train people to do that, and we look forward to helping you get licensed and started making money as a public adjuster, helping other people. There's a huge demand. And if you're a homeowner that has had your a policy that was denied or a policy that was underpaid, we can help you. Let us take a look. Pick up the phone, call me up, and say, "Hey, Mike, this happened." All right, and I'm not certain I was treated fairly, or I was denied when when I attempted to do this. A lot of times, denied claims, just happen to be denied because you said one thing wrong. All right, and that's why we tell people, listen, don't pick up the phone and talk to that friendly customer service, because that friendly customer service knows exactly what he can do to manipulate the conversation, to steer the conversation in a certain way so that you answer questions that may not be to your favor. All right, that may not support your claim, and that's the key, right? If you're saying something that doesn't support your claim, boom, denied. That stamp comes down, right? And you'd be surprised how often that happens. All right, guys. So my name is Mike Martinez. I am the guy that you want to go to. And if you have had any of these issues in the past 12 months, contact me. If I sparked your interest as far as seeing an opportunity, you see the value in what we're doing here, and you want to be involved, we can train you, we can get you licensed, we can get you started. And that's what we do, okay? So pick up the phone, get in contact. Speak to you next time.
Thank you for watching our video. Please take a moment to share with your friends and network. See you next time.